Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christina. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to springy, almost summery, everything is in bloom Berlin. There are a lot of trees right where I live, and there are a lot of insects, and there are a lot of pollens and a lot of birds, and currently also 2 cats. So there's a lot happening at the moment in Berlin. I do hope that you have a wonderful springtime, if it is spring, wherever you live at the moment, or if it is autumn, of course, where you live. And if you live in the southern hemisphere, I hope that you're having a great time. We survived the first couple of summery days, which is absolutely ridiculous in Berlin, in April to almost have 30 degrees. Not a good look. But now we're back to normal. It's a beautiful weekend. It's a beautiful day. And I'm going to make the most out of it tomorrow with my family. And then they will pick up the cats again. So no more scratching, no weird noise in the background. The boys will return home and they will live their best life there. And that is not toxic positivity. That is just being positive about what is currently happening in my life, what I appreciate. But in this video, I want to talk about toxic positivity and toxic hustle culture, specifically connected to MLMs. Because I do believe that multi-level marketing and network marketing is an industry where that can happen a lot, and where a lot of people will fall down the rabbit hole of toxic behaviors rather quickly. In an industry where it is being promoted that you need to hustle, you need to work really hard, but then it is under your control how successful you are. Hustle culture becomes toxic when it impacts your sense of purpose, leaves you feeling exhausted, and reduces your productivity. Nearly 80% of employees report experiencing work-related stress, and most are dealing with disengagement, a lack of motivation, and low energy. I have collected a couple of posts and a couple of lives and a couple of reels. I want to show you, well, you might be able to hear the cats in the background. So let's jump right into this and let's talk about hustle culture and toxic positivity. Let's listen to a top shampoo dealer, if you will, first, and about her rant about, let's just listen.
Let's talk anti-hustle culture and the narrative that has been kind of being played out over the last few years. You know, I couldn't really pinpoint it, but every time I would see it come up, I was like a little bit irked by it. I'm like, this actually bothers me. It makes no sense. How can you tell people that they don't have to work hard for the things that they want in life? You know, if you don't work hard, you're not going to have the things that you want in life. And I would kind of just, get a little bit riled up and then push to the wayside. But I was talking to a girlfriend and I saw a few other posts floating around about how I'm here for the hustle. And I went, you're right, I am here for the hustle too. And I know that everyone, well, the word hustle, you can change it out for whatever word you want. I'm here for that relentless work ethic. I'm here for the drive, the passion to accomplish the things that I have set out for my family's future. I have a new phrase. If you think you can have your dream life without working, you're dreaming. That is it. You are dreaming if you feel like you don't have to work for your dreams, okay? But I am here and I'm going to be pushing this because this is the truth. If anyone tells you you can have it all, you don't have to work, you don't have to stress, and you can still hit that goal that you really want in life, that big life-changing goal, they are literally lying to you. There is not one single person out there that has achieved something big, that has changed their life without putting work into it. You know, I have a brother and his fiance that are influencers, and people can watch them on Instagram and think they have the dream life. They just travel and get paid to do it. But there is so much work on the back end, their work ethic. They are constantly working, more so than anyone I know. With that being said, I can go on and on and on about this whole topic of hustling versus not hustling. I do believe that social media has given us this false perception, this false reality of what it takes to become successful. It will be just too long of a rant today. But I encourage you, if you want to make a difference in your financial future, in your future period, you have to make a change. If you have big dreams, go after them, work hard for them. You can either work now and play later, or you can play now and you can pay later. But there are two options. You can't play now and play later. You gotta work, okay? So we are here for the hustle. We are super excited, and I am looking for the people that have the big dreams, the big goals, and that are ready to run, and I am so excited.
If you want to achieve something in your life, you will have to work for it. Yes, absolutely. But this pitch is being perverted, in my opinion, specifically with the scammers and with the multi-level marketing pitches into oblivion, where this narrative is being pushed that if you work hard, you will be successful, which is simply not true. I would say that in most industries, under most normal living circumstances, you work hard, you will be able to achieve a lot. But there's also something that is called privileged socioeconomic status. Where were you born? What is the society around you like? Do you have the ability to actually work for your future, or are you trying to survive at the moment? A lot of these pitches come from your typical white privileged woman who is married to a man who is able to bring in a good amount of money, and then she was able to start her MLM business. There is always a rags to riches story attached to this, but let's not pretend that privilege is not a huge and important point. I just want to point that out because that is something that a lot of these pitches are lacking, and that is this understanding of privilege that they have had. She was able to play in a lot of multi-level marketing companies before she joined Monat and before she was able to make money there. Now she's the sole income earner of the family, and all of the financial burden is on her shoulders. She needs to work, she needs to hustle. A lot of people in Monat specifically have left the company, and she can feel that very likely as well, which means you need to recruit people consistently. You need to replenish the people that have left. And then you also occasionally need to sell product on the side. And she says it in this pitch. She is looking for the hustlers, for the go-getters, for the ones that want to achieve something. If you are one of these people and you have that drive and you want to work really hard now because you believe you can achieve something, then please don't join an MLM, because you working hard, you consistently showing up is just a teeny tiny portion of what makes somebody successful in an MLM. I mean, my first step would be to not join a 9.5-year-old tanking MLM, which is Monat, but to focus on joining a new MLM, where I would be able to be one of the first people, and then I can take it from there. Timing is everything. Your social media following is everything. Are you an attractive human being? What other people would perceive as a conventionally attractive person? Do you have an aura, a way of speaking, a way of pitching something to other people? Then it is also more beneficial for you to join, and you're very likely more successful than somebody who doesn't have those abilities. So all of the hustlers and the go-getters, please get a real job, because MLMs will only screw you up. But let's go through the text of this rant. A few years ago, I started to notice a strong narrative being pushed throughout social media that working hard and hustling for your dreams was a negative. The anti-hustle culture whispered lies into our ears, manipulating our thoughts, that focusing on our ambitions and making sacrifices for a better future was selfish, that the true flex was being fully present at all times, picking up hobbies, enjoying life, and slowing down. I don't necessarily disagree with that, because anti-hustle, which kind of becomes laziness, is also, of course, not helpful, but it is like a counter movement to the toxic hustle and consistent hustle culture that has very much been pushed by MLMs. If you have one predominant narrative, you will also have another narrative that will counteract this, or that will do the exact opposite, like slow life. Although all of these things sound amazing, and trust me, there is definitely a time and place for them, they shouldn't replace your pursuit or ambitions and dreams. Truth is, big goals and big dreams require big sacrifices and relentless work ethic. Don't let others persuade you not to work hard, because they themselves don't work hard. Misery loves company. That is your typical MLM pitch. The truth is, big goals and big dreams require big sacrifices and relentless work ethic. What happened to the pitch, though, that you need to work hard and you need to hustle? It's not easy when you join an MLM, but then once you've reached the higher ranks, once you have a team that is big enough, you don't need to work that hard anymore. That is a pitch that I hear less and less and less. It is still something that is around, but it's not the reality. If you join an MLM, you will have to work, whether you're at the lower ranks or at the higher ranks, because MLMs are currently not doing well in general, and monat specifically. So relentless, never stopping worth ethic. What happened to at some point you will be able to reap the benefits? When does that ever happen? I guess not in an MLM. Don't let others persuade you not to work hard because they themselves don't work hard. Let's put this into perspective yet again. It is typical in the industry of network marketing, of multi-level marketing, to shame the people in the downline that have left, that were not able to reach the higher ranks, that speak up against MLMs after they left and they say, you know what, this was really not a great opportunity and here is the reason why. So instead of listening to these people and understanding where they're coming from and why they were not able to be successful, as most people in MLMs are not able to be successful, instead of listening to them, we need to shame them and need to push them away as outsiders who were simply not able to work hard enough, and that is why they have to be miserable. Don't let anyone make you feel less than for pursuing your dreams. If you have a desire, become relentless in the pursuit of it. If you have a dream, work hard to achieve it. If you want to make a difference, it's going to require you to do something different. Memories, fulfillment, and joy will come with your journey. I'm bringing back the hustle. This is the new movement, and I am here for it. And then she tagged Monat's CEO, Ray Urdaneta. This is an MLM pitch. That is all it is. You can work, you can hustle as much as you want, and you can love the hustle and the work and the grind, or whatever word you can find for this. You will not be successful if you don't have certain advantages, like joining early, being attractive, already having a good following, being good at talking to other people, and all of those points. I have entire videos where I speak about all of the advantages that will help people to be more successful in MLMs, because it is a business model that is not designed for everybody to make an income, because it is not a business model where the money is being distributed evenly to everybody participating so that everybody at the end of the month at least will get some sort of payment. And because it is such a bad and because it is such a shitty business model for most people, also for those who work really, really hard, who hustle and who grind, we need to listen to speeches and to rants like this. If you recognize what a bad business opportunity MLMs really are, then you would have no other choice but to leave. But instead, you need to work hard and you need to enjoy it as well. Up to the next ton, because toxic hustle and toxic positivity is something we not only find in monat, we can also find it in igenius, for example.
You can't control what people do to you. You can't control people leaving your team. You can't control people relating with another company. You can't control that. But what you can control is finding solutions on how to get over it, right? So was I just going to complain and be sad, oh my God, my team got cross-recruited? Oh, hell no. What you're going to do is build a new team. That's what you do, right? So it forces you to put yourself in a position where you have no choice but to figure it out, which is why sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, I love challenges, and that's why I'm talking about that topic today, because every time it just forces you to figure it out. And so when that happened, I just figured it out.
That is a great way of saying don't complain if everybody on your team leaves or most people on your team leave, although it took you months or maybe even years to build that team. Don't complain because it's just a challenge and you will overcome it, so you start again. That is the MLM rat race that is really bad and that is really toxic, and that is toxic positivity in my opinion. Message to all my network marketers out there. Something I learned a long time ago is that you can't control what people do to you, say about you, or the way people act towards you, but what you can control is what you decide to do about it. I think that is true. You cannot control other people, other people's action. You also cannot control if somebody signs up with you or if you're able to sell something to others. You can only decide to how many people you reach out and what you make out of this. This is the first video of the setbacks series, and the reason why I love this topic is because these setbacks force you to put yourself in a position where you have no other option but to figure it out. And that, my friends, is definitely a blessing in disguise. Is it though? Is it considered a setback if your team leaves and you have nothing left and you need to start from scratch? That is not a setback, but that is your team, your efforts for years crumbling. And yet again, if you realize that, you would have to leave the MLM and you wouldn't be able to continue to hustle and to work. And why are people on social media saying stuff like this? Well, first of all, if they're in your downline, if they're on your team, it is always beneficial for that person to remain on the team rather than leaving. It's another warm body. It's another income for the person who is the upline. And I guess if you really want to be successful in MLMs, you need to accept this in a way, because it is not a straightforward story. If you're ever able to recruit a good amount of people, it is highly unlikely that those people will stay with you. They will remain your team. Most of those people will also leave again, and you end up with a lot less team members, depending on the economical situations as well. Like right now, when I would argue lots and lots of people are avoiding MLMs and MLMs are not doing well, but you need to continue, because what other options do you have? You could build an actual business, or you could get another type of job, but that is not an option for a lot of these people. And if you have been stuck in the MLM business model for years, for decades maybe, you are very likely not employable by a regular, also hated cubicle corporate job. And that is why you need to tell yourself, if all of your team breaks away, that is just a setback and it is a blessing in disguise. And it is not horrible and something that pretty much destroyed your business. Let's listen to an MLM hopper and what she has to say about toxic positivity, although she probably wouldn't word it like this. She was in multiple MLMs. It's incredible how many MLMs this person has been in. And I'm not sure if she's currently in MLMs or if she's pursuing the MRR, the Master Resale Rights career. Anyway, in my opinion, she is either an MLM scammer or a scammer in general, because those MRR, Master Resale Rights courses, in my opinion, are just as much of a scam.
Late start for my workout today, because I had a coaching call. But I'm like, I am not going to forego moving my body today. Like, we just have a little over a week until we go back to Florida, which is crazy. But I wanted to come on and give you guys some value. Let's walk and talk, shall we? Here's what I want you to know. Words have power. Words have power, and you stop your brain and yourself, you limit yourself by saying the words like, I'll try, I can't. Like, I have people on my team, I just can't get a customer. Well, now you're not going to get a customer because you just literally stopped yourself from even figuring out solutions or ways that you could go out and find customers. When you say I can't do something, you literally stop yourself in your tracks. Like yesterday, with asking yourself quality questions, instead of saying I just can't get customers, how about you say, how could I find ways to attract new customers into my life? What are some ways I could go out there and find people who want what I have to offer? How can I position myself in this market, in my network, to find people who have problems that I have solutions for? When you speak death over your life, over your business, over your relationships, speaking death over it means when you're like, I can't get customers. I suck at recruiting. I'm broke. I don't have any money. My relationship sucks. I can't find a relationship. All of those words that you use on a regular basis, you have to be really cognizant of what you're saying. So any area of your life that you have goals, that you have things that you want to achieve, pay attention to what you're saying. So if you have health goals, you want to get healthy, but you constantly tell yourself, I hate exercise. Eating healthy is too expensive. That's literally speaking death over what you're trying to accomplish. You're literally in competition in your own brain with what you're trying to do. Like, you have goals to get healthy, but you're literally telling yourself and keeping yourself from getting healthy because the words that you speak are, I hate exercise. Eating healthy is too expensive. Eating healthy is boring. Pay attention to your words. Words have power.
I don't disagree with that. Excuse me. There is another powerful word that says cat. And we're back. The cats need attention, and I find it very positive to give them that attention, although I'm currently filming. I don't disagree with the sentiment that words matter. If you tell yourself, I cannot do this, I'm not good at this, you will very likely not be able to show progress, to learn, to better yourself, whatever it is. And if you're in a sales job and you tell yourself, I don't have customers, I don't ever get customers, that of course is not helpful. It is just like smiling at yourself in the mirror when you're really in a bad mood, because we know that that does trigger something in your brain. That is actual science. So speaking positive words is also very, very helpful. But let's put this yet again into the context of MLMs. If she is, from what it looks like, that was before she moved to Florida, she and her family moved there now. She is also on coaching calls. That means that she is coaching people like an MLM coach on how to be successful. Problem with that is that everybody can join an MLM, whether they have the qualifications and the abilities or not. So if you're not good at selling stuff to others, if you're not good at talking to other people, if you're not likable in the way you present yourself, if you're not energetic, you can join an MLM, but it is unlikely that you will be successful in MLMs. And in order to disguise that maybe that would be a good point to consider, is this really the route I want to go? Should I join a network marketing company? And should I be doing these kind of tasks when I don't want to do them, when I don't like them? Instead of considering that, we need to have this layer of positivity, like speaking truth and speaking words that will help you. So speaking nice to yourself, speaking nice words and thinking nice words and phrases to yourself can be very, very helpful. But if we need these as this thin, I would argue very fragile layer that we need to cover over a toxic business model like network marketing, where most people will simply not be successful, then that is not a great idea, but that is rather taking advantage of a dysfunctional emotional management, I would say, where you don't allow yourself negative feelings, because not everything in life is positive. And to acknowledge that, and also to say, I'm going to stop what I'm doing right now because a sales job is not for me. You do sell things, of course, in multi-level marketing companies, but first and foremost, you're selling a dream. So if you're not good at that, why push through? Why push through something that you don't want to do? Or once you recognize, oh, this is really a bad business model, because most people will inevitably not make money. To recognize and to acknowledge negative emotions, negative circumstances, and negative business models is not negative. It is actually something that is rather positive for your own future. And we're going to finish this with an example of the first distributor yet again, because she really, really works hard and she really believes in hard work and in showing that to other people. She's asking in this reel, how do you make money, while she is getting out of her monat Cadillac, flipping her hair around, and it says work. That is a very professional pitch, but let's take a look at the text. Want to make money, work hard. Want to achieve greatness, work harder. Nothing worth having comes easy, keep pushing, keep growing. Hashtag work hard, hashtag entrepreneur, hashtag monat motor club. This is just a pitch for the monat Cadillac, the monat motor club. That is really, really sad. If you want to make money, you need to work. Yes, money doesn't just come your way because you decide you want to make money. You need to work, and you will very likely also have to work hard. You want to achieve greatness, work harder. I'm not sure about that, because you don't achieve greatness because you join Monat or an MLM. Those are not people that will be praised or that will be remembered outside of MLMs. And some people also don't want or don't need to be remembered to feel good or to feel great. This is this MLM narrative that is really infuriating because that is something that the top people like to spread. This is somebody who is in Monat who was, like other leaders, able to join early when the market for Monat was not yet saturated. She was able to recruit a lot of people. She had the advantage and the benefit of her husband making a good amount of money as a former firefighter in the city of Los Angeles. She was able to play around with other MLMs before because she had a husband who was able to finance their lifestyle. She is now the sole income earner of the family because her husband wasn't able to continue to work as a firefighter because he didn't have the necessary vaccination during the pandemic. And that is why she is now the one who has to shoulder the entire financial burden for herself, for her husband, and their 3 children. Nothing worth having comes easy. Keep pushing, keep growing. And that is where all of this, in my opinion, becomes toxic. In an MLM, you will be taught to continue to keep pushing one day after another, recruit one person, recruit another person, sell to a person, sell to another person. And if the people fall off and if they don't purchase from you anymore, don't question the system. Don't question the system that is set up for only very, very few people at the top to succeed. If you ever take a look at network marketing income disclosure statement plans, you will see that only very, very few people, 0 point something something in the company, are ever at the top ranks. And that is not because they're able to work hard. And that is not because they were the ones who were doing the most work. It was because they were able to join at a convenient time and they were able to recruit the most people. And that's what this is about. Those people are not the hardest workers. Those people are not the ones who took this the most seriously, who treated this as a business. It is a narrative that a lot of people have to tell so that they keep their downline interested and, in my opinion, do something that I would consider as downline shaming and also as gaslighting. Because if you didn't make it big in an MLM but you're complaining about the circumstances that are ultimately set up against you, they're set up for most people to fail, then that is your problem and you're just negative. And in the end, what all of those pitches, in my opinion, are, they're tools to promote yourself, your greatness, what a hard worker you are, why you are so successful, and why people should join you, your MLM, your team, or buy from you. And it is also a way to keep your downline interested so that not more people leave. And that happens by promoting toxic hustle culture, working around the clock to the degree that you have burnout, but you need to push through because that's how you deal with a burnout. No, you don't. You take a step back before you start to burn out. You start to reduce the workload and you try to find other workarounds so that you don't even reach the point of burnout. To push through a burnout is the worst thing that somebody can tell you. But I guess that's what you have to expect when you are in an MLM. When you feel that you're getting tired and that you're getting closer to a burnout, you also need to see this as something positive. Because if your entire team breaks away, oh, that's just a challenge. And I mean, who doesn't love a great challenge, right? No, if the basis, if the foundation of your income breaks away consistently over and over and over again, and you have to start from scratch again and again and again, it is also okay to consider and to reconsider the business model you are in. That is not toxic. That is actually a smart move. This is my take on toxic hustle culture and on toxic positivity. That is, of course, not exclusive to multi-level marketing companies and to people involved in network marketing. But since I have an eye out for these topics and since I collect the content and talk about this, I thought it was interesting and important to speak about. These are behaviors we see in other industries as well. In all industries, I would say, where you can make a lot of money. Also in the corporate world, and also if you run your own business, people can get really, really caught up in these 2 toxic character traits, I would say. If you like these types of videos, then please subscribe. If you like this specific one, then please give it a thumbs up. That really helps my channel out a lot. If you would like to comment something, please do that in the comment section down below. That also helps my channel out a lot. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!